Hey guys, how's it going? I haven't posted in a while. That's because, quite frankly, I don't ever know what to do for YouTube, but I'm back. I've got new ideas, and even better, I've got stories about crazy ex-girlfriends. Everyone's got that one friend, that one poor man, or woman, or whatever you go by these days, who's had that one crazy ex. Well, me, I've had more than just one. I've had my own fair share of crazy exes. So, first crazy ex I met in high school, technically. But I didn't know who she was at the time. I was too busy playing games like Magic and trying to graduate. But things changed over the summer. After I graduated, I got to know her online, blah blah blah. Found out we had a lot more in common than I ever thought. Mostly playing League of Legends. Yes. This is a great sign of everything to come ever. But that's not the point. I was rejected by literally every girl I've ever asked out up to this point. After getting to know her, asked her out. Typical, like, first date, first kiss, first everything, if you know what I mean. That's not the point. The point is, I learned a lot. A lot about this single woman. She was crazy. And I mean, like, batshit crazy. She had anxiety, bipolar, depression, PTSD, lots of things. Also crazy exes. That's the fun one that I like. Lots of crazy exes. One of them broke her heart so bad she fell in love with a video game character. Specifically Jin from League of Legends. Yes. That game again. Anyways, it got to a point where we'd spend a lot of time together because I didn't really have anything else to do, no one to talk to, no friends at the time. And she would turn to, well, we would stay up late at night talking, all of that wonderful nonsense. And then it would turn into late night, depression and anxiety attacks and all of that nonsense. Thoughts to unalive herself that I later learned were faked for attention and stress relief, which makes me violently angry. But that's not the point. This is in the past. I just think it's a fun story. Eventually, though, we broke. Well, actually, she dumped me. It was no mutual breakup or none of that. I got dumped. I was never told why. I found out most of this stuff after. But it was for Jin from League of Legends, a fictional character. A fictional character. I got dumped for fucking League of Legends. A terrible game. A terrible way to be dumped because it was over text. Terrible blow to my self-esteem. I swear I'm not salty. You're the one who's salty here. Please. I have crippling depression and trust issues because of this now. Anyways, this is a great start to my dating career, I'm gonna call it. Because I've decided I'm gonna stay forever alone until further notice. And you know what? Ex number 2, she also played League. That should have been my first sign of trouble. But let's jump to, I think, 2 years after my first breakup. Met this girl in college. She joined the anime and gaming club that I was a part of. And since everybody there was already friends, I made the attempt to be friends with her. Started with, I found out she had a boyfriend. Fantastic news, I know. And she never actually broke up with him when we were together. So I was the second one. I was the second choice. But you know what? This one's the fun one. We started dating. She would literally point out how hot every other guy was when we were together. Like whether it be their arms or whatever the hell it was that she found attractive on them. Totally not blows to my already cripplingly destroyed self-esteem. Or there was a bunch of other issues that arose too when we were together. My favorite that I remembered is there was one night we were all hanging out together with my friends, drinking games, typical college nonsense. And she got too drunk got into my phone and started going through text I had between me and some friends. Mostly me venting because she was stressing me out at the time. But that only made things worse. She freaked out because called her a female dog, I think, or she was acting like one. I don't actually remember what I said anymore. But it led to this whole meltdown that she had. Fantastic. Absolutely. So what happened was, me and the friends I was with and staying the night was in their dorm. We left. She followed us. We locked her out of the dorm because we didn't really want to deal with her. Especially because it was over something really stupid. And she started like screaming and crying to get us to let her in. We just told her to go away. We were kind of over it. So she went and spent the night with a different friend, who she later accused of crimes I cannot say due to YouTube probably will censor it or ban me. I don't, but you know, the bad touchy one, that one. So that was a completely false accusation because I was actually friends with the person she stayed with. And then it turned into she used a lot of my money that I was using to support myself through college because she wouldn't eat at the college dorms. She had no friends, so every time I went out to like do homework, go to work, or hang out with my friends, I would get these texts about how she's gonna unalive herself and this and that if I don't come back. Especially when I like went to just the room next door to do an art assignment for a painting class I was in. So I pretty much ended up trapped in a dorm room with her for like 3 months until the semester ended and I was able to escape. First time I was also ever broke in my life and it terrified me. Well, let's move over to winter vacation. It was like there was, I don't know, December. There was an argument we had about how I just wanted like a couple of days alone to myself so I could do what I want, be me, de-stress, all that nonsense. She ended up actually going to some random Discord server she's never been on before and venting about it to some random guy who was Mr. Hackerman from the 80s, apparently. Because a couple weeks went by, nothing really happened. Christmas Eve, I think it was, I got a text message from some random dude, never met him, never even heard of him, about saying how he'd hack my bank account, this, that, and the other thing, and take everything I own. This is how I learned what happened. So I ended up immediately breaking up with her because I don't fuck around with that shit. If I can't trust you, yeah, I can't really be with you. That's not the point. The point is, I don't even know how to deal with that. Personally, I just shut my phone off and went back to sleep. Then after I broke up with her, there was all these threats from all these different people, her ex-boyfriend, her parents, the random dude on the internet. Fantastic time. I've had literal death threats on my head. And I wasn't even like I was on the internet, but I wasn't even like on YouTube or anything yet. What a shame. You're gonna give me death threats, give me good ones. But you know, I had another crazy ex after her too, but she wasn't as bad. She just didn't really let me do anything, so she's not as important. But those are my stories about my crazy exes. I know they're not the greatest, but I need some kind of content, and I have a surprise coming up, a surprise series now that I know what I'm doing with my life. In the meantime, everybody knows the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, go check out my Twitch, please. I'm very lonely. Otherwise, have a fantastic day. Don't die, it's bad for your health.